Welcome back, everybody. It's Sport Federation TV, where we keep talking about sport in the Western Cape. Right, so if you've just joined us, in studio with us tonight is Mr. David Maans, the Vice President for the District Sport Councils in the Western Cape Province, the Western Cape Provincial Sport Confederation. David, nice to have you back. Before the break, I mentioned that we would be talking a little bit about this emblem.
Yes.
You've, of course, been involved in the sport movement, as you said, since you were 14 years old, which, by the way, is probably not that long ago. But you've been involved since the inception of this structure, this confederation, which has come over many different years and has taken many different shapes. Of course, all falling in under the SASCOC structure and the various structures. But tell us a little bit about the origination of this emblem. I think many people don't realize that this is sort of considered to be, like we have at a national level, the protea color, which would be your representation of a national structure. This is your provincial protea.
Yeah, that is your provincial badge, so like they say. Look, you know, the previous dispensation, the Western Province consists out of the Boland, SWD, and of course Western Province.
Yeah.
So came the new dispensation, makes it Western Cape with 6 districts. But SASCOC only in 2011 at Indaba, where they decided that all federations must disintegrate into the 9 provinces and of course the 52 geopolitical districts or regions, whatever they call it, and so on. So previously Central Karoo, Overberg and West Coast were not recognized as districts or regions on its own.
Right.
They were clustered. Central Karoo were clustered with Eden, now Eden, which then they call it South Cape or SWD. Overberg with Boland, Overberg and West Coast with Boland, and then you have your Metro, which it's now known as Western Province. So after that, then there was then this Western Cape Sports Council that only also had the representation of those 3 structures and so on. But come 2011, and there was a 2-year time frame that they have to transform into the 6 districts. So the late Mr. Goliath Monroe, your predecessor, then came to us in Central Karoo and said, listen, gentlemen, South Cape of SWD has to disintegrate into Central Karoo and Eden. So you need to form a structure. Now you must understand, especially in the Central Karoo region, the only structure at the time that was functional was SAFA Central Karoo, because SAFA already in 2006 decided to disintegrate into the 52 regions. So here we are, the only, the newly founded region with only 1 federation that is active.
So this emblem itself has got these 6 little figurines.
Yes, I come to that. So that then, since 2013, there was constant meetings working towards bringing the 6 together and so on. So we came in as interim committees and so on, and eventually, and I think that logo in itself is from 2012 till 2015. We actually could not decide. I know I particularly had a problem with the mountain, because the mountain doesn't resemble Western Cape, it resembles Cape Town. So, but in our discussions and compromises, we say, all right, let's have the mountain there as well. But then we said, all right, let's have a competition out there and let the people of the Western Cape decides what logo they want to.
So now 2022, it's a few years later. I mean, I'm wearing this shirt today. This item now, this shirt now, this now represents proudly
the whole of the Western
provincial structures.
Exactly.
So if you're a provincial athlete and you want to show that you are the best in the province, is this the kind of kit that you'll be wearing?
Of course, this is the official color, our patent color, and the 6 figurines comprising out of the 6 districts, or rather represents the 6 districts in their particular colors as well.
So how does an athlete, I mean, if we see an athlete walking down the street, how does an athlete end up wearing these colors?
Athlete must, of course, be participated in their respective code, and if he becomes, or if he's been selected into a provincial team, then of course he earns the colors. But it should not, if it is being selected to go and play trials, it doesn't qualify.
So you have to compete
and then go and represent the Western Cape. Then you are eligible to wear that.
So you'd be competing against Gauteng or KZN.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then you wear that. And
so
sorry, JB. You'll find other people also wear the logo, but you can see, but it's not our logo. And they say, hey, where do you get this? No, we said, no, man, that is not the right place. Okay. We at the Western Cape, we have our own line of attire, so just go there and they sort you out.
In addition to that, one of the facts is now you've got replica kit,
yes,
which allows fans to also wear the provincial kit.
Exactly, yeah. So in terms of if people doesn't understand the how to get it, they must also acquaint themselves with the policy, the colors policy, and so on, and apply for colors, and then they will be assisted from there.
Yeah. So the colors is, of course, one of your structures is the Colors Commission, which looks at all of these things in terms of who the best athletes are, and do the provincial teams qualify for colors. But one of the other commissions that you've got is the Rural Farm Sport Commission. This is a very interesting, unique structure.
Indeed. You know that when we came here, and we've learned that there is a farm workers sports, but they were as an associate member to the sports council.
But hang on,
of the time.
Before we go there, before we get into all the technical things, just tell us, what is farm worker sport?
Farm worker sport is a sport which is played on the farms.
Right.
People who are not fortunate to utilize the towns or the cities.
Are there sports facilities on the farms?
On the farms, on some farms.
On some farms?
I mean, and we must give credit to Cape Winelands.
Yeah.
They are the forerunners at this point in time.
So what, they got football fields and netball?
They had variety of fields, and they were normally these annual event, Farm Worker Sports Day, that was held in Swellendam and so on. So we then sat and see that, but this is not working, because people attending are not necessarily bona fide farm workers. So we sat down and we discussed and say, all right, let's have legitimate commissions on the ground in each of our 6 districts. So each district do have their own farm workers commission, and of which we are currently busy. We've ended last week with, or rather started off last week with Eden Farm Workers Commission. I just got earlier an email they're asking that they want to come together to form now officially their structure. Next week.
Is this a way? Is this a way that you will be able to also identify talent on the farms?
The aim is twofold. One is to let people on farms play sports, but also to bring them into the mainstream of things. I've read some. When I do research, I read something about a team here in Cape Winelands, a farm football team who normally plays for goats and stuff like that. They are playing now in the Stellenbosch LFA league and so on. So that is what we actually want, to bring them, because they doesn't have all the resources, but we want to them play so that these mainstream teams can. There might be a Benny McCarthy amongst them, and so on, or a Sia Kolisi amongst them. And if we take the Cape Winelands, there are farm workers who are very good athletes, and so on.
Folks, we're going to take a break. When we come back from the break, we carry on talking about this fascinating conversation with Mr. David Maans, Vice President of the Western Cape Provincial Sport Confederation, of course, Chairman of the Central Karoo Sports Council, and, as you just heard him say, the Chairman of the Rural Farm Sport Commission. We're going to be back in a sec. Do not go away.